Now this is what we're gonna call the rule of the bisecting of the angle bisector. Okay, similarity in angle bisector. Notice how each of my angles, the angles that I have marked, I want you to pay attention to this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, right? Notice how in each of my triangles, there's an angle that got cut in half. That's what the little red marks mean, right? I mark one side equal to the other side. So by that, I basically told you that angle was cut in half. Don't know exactly the measurement of the angle. I just know that it was cut in half. So that's why we call it angle bisector, right? The angle was cut in half. Now, there's an interesting part on this. You need to know, like when we cut this triangle and we cut one of the angles in half, it creates two triangles. Okay, so you see there's one triangle and there's another triangle. Now, for each of these triangles, you need to know the measurement of two sides. Not the side that the triangles shared, but the other two sides. So questions 45, 46, the sides that you need are given. Now, questions 47 and 48, there's some work you need to do. Let's take a look at 45 and 46 first. Looking at 45. Now that I have the measurements that I need, I'm going to say, all right, on one side, on one triangle, I see the numbers 6 and 4. And I'm going to make a fraction out of that. 6 and 6 over 4 equals. Now the 6 is going to go with 3, and the 4 is going to go with x minus 8. So then on the other side, I write 3 over x minus 8. Now I know how to solve proportions, so I'm just going to cross multiply. This way gives me 6x minus 48 equals, here I have 4 times 3. The rest looks like just like a simple algebra question. My minus 48, I'm going to move it to the other side as a plus 48. So then I have 6x is equal to 60. Right, 12 plus 48 was 60. Now let me divide both sides by 6. So x is equal to 10. My instructions are solve for x, so just the number, right? Just 10. All right, let's take a look at question number 46. One triangle, I see the measurements, 2x minus 14 and 3. So I'm going to make a fraction out of that. Let's just go 2x minus 14 over 3. Now the 2x minus 14 is going to go with this 4. And 3 is going to go with 2. I know how to solve proportion, so let me cross multiply. So it's going to give me 4x minus 28 equals, and in this way, 12. So I have 4 times x minus 28 is equal to 12. Okay, I want to have the 4x by itself, so this minus 28, then we just go as plus 28. So I have that 4x is equal to 40. Now let me divide both sides by 4. X in this case is equal to 10. Okay, so when the information needed is given, I'm going to say it's not too hard to work, right? Now, question number 47 and 48. Okay, so we're going to do things a little. I need to know this side. I need to know how big is that side. It is okay if what I know has an x as part of the answer, but I need to know how big is that. What do I have? Want us to focus. The 2x minus 2 is the whole thing, and 10 is the little part. The way I'm going to find out what I need there, I'm going to go the big side, so 2x minus 2 minus the little side. So the big side minus the little side. Here at the side, let me do this real quick. 2x minus 2, the big side, minus the little side. I can simplify as 2x minus 12, right? So that's what I'm going to call this yellow side. 2x minus 12. All right, I have an x, and it makes sense. It's fine. We can have an x. Okay, so now for one of my triangles, those are the two measurements that I have. So I'm going to make a fraction out of that. 16th over 2x minus 12. My 16 is going to go with 20, and 2x minus 12 is going to go with 10. Before I move on, right, we can just cross multiply, we use calculators and everything, but 20 over 10, can I just call that 2 over 1? Right, let me simplify my fraction. We can leave it as 20 over 10, but I'm just going to call it 2 over 1. I will leave it as a fraction. I'm not going to call it just 2. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. Now, because I have to cross multiply it. When I cross multiply this way, I'm going to get 4x minus 24 equals 16. Okay, my minus 24, let me move it over as a plus 24. Don't forget to switch the side. So I get that 4x is equal to 40. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 10. All right, let's take a look at number 48 now. Let me solve for this yellow side here. I see 2x plus 9 is the whole thing, and I see 28 is the little part. So the way I'm going to solve for the yellow part, I'm going to go 7x plus 9, which is the whole thing, minus 28. Now, if my little side had a plus or minus, I will put it inside parentheses, distribute the negative. But in this case, I'm not going to use parentheses. But like I said, if the little side has a plus or minus, I will use parentheses. Then, like I said, distribute the negative to get rid of parentheses. Now here I just have 7x minus 19. Right? 9 minus 28, that's a negative 19. Okay, so I'm going to say the yellow side is 7x minus 19. I just needed to know something about the yellow side. Okay, so now I'm ready to work. One triangle, these are my two measurements, 20 over 7x minus 19 equals, the 20 goes with the 35, and the 7x minus 18 goes with the 28. So I have 35 over 28. Okay, numbers are kind of big, right? If we have calculators, it's fine. We can cross multiply. We can deal with big numbers. I'm just going to simplify a little. 35 over 28. Let me divide each by 7. So it gives me 5 over 4. So we don't have to simplify. It's just that we're going to deal with bigger numbers. Okay, let me cross multiplied. Let me deal with the x first. I'm going to go 5 times 7 and 5 times 19. So 5 times 7x gives me 35x minus 19 times 5, I know is 95. And then this way, 20 times 4 is 80. And I wanted to simplify because 30, if I would not have simplified, 35 times 19 would have been ugly. Okay, now let's get the x by itself. So this minus 95, let me move it over as a plus 95. So I have that 35x is equal, I know 80 plus 95 is 175. Now to get the x by itself, let me divide both sides by 35. 175 divided by 35 is 5. Let me zoom out.